Corral from San Diego, California, filmmaker, and we also have in the room today a special guest who's the fastest reader in the world. His name is Howard Berg. He's an expert in marketing, and he's also an expert in teaching others how to learn faster. So also we have in the room holistic doctor. Her name is Georgina Salgado Chavez, and we're all excited to hear what Howard has to say. We have some questions to ask him, and anything that you'd like to add, Howard?
We'll be sharing strategies today that they'll be able to read faster, comprehend better, remember. They'll be able to stay in the right state of mind, and also work on emotional intelligence skills. So I'm not going to just do abstract material. I'll give them specific strategies that they could actually use to improve their skills.
Okay, excellent. So Georgina, did you want to start with any question, or would you like me to start?
Well, I think that Howard has a presentation, and I'm going to let him just start with his presentation. You want to share screen? You can share screen. It's in the bottom of it. You can. I'm going to put it. He can share the screen aloud.
Yeah. Can you see this or not?
I don't see it.
Okay, that's
the
right.
bottom,
Okay,
you can put
let's
your
the
screen.
window. That probably will be the one you want to use.
There we go. Yeah, now we can see that.
Perfect. That's why I asked. Okay, so I'm going to start telling you a little about me and my background, and then I'm going to go right into the skills. So would you agree that the best learning comes from learning from the best? So if you want to learn business, Bill Gates would be a great teacher. Maybe not marriage, but business. Michael Jordan would be good at learning basketball, and my friend Peyton Manning would be good at learning football. Well, Bill, Michael, and Peyton couldn't make it tonight, but I'm here. I'm their equivalent in the niche of learning. I have kids as young as 11 around the world in universities getting A's. I train the U.S. Special Forces at Fort Bragg and the Royal Thai Army in Bangkok. I'm working now with a $100 million a year company, helping them become $1 billion a year company by using information. You may want to mute your mics because we're getting a lot of noise in the background. Just letting you know. Okay, so get ready for a life-changing experience. Would you like to learn faster? Say yes. And would you like
yes.
to be more productive? Say yes. And have more time to do the things you love. Well, that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to teach you 5 things. Read quicker, comprehend better, remember, do a little math magic, and EQ skills. We'll make it fun. Take notes. Everything I'm showing you, you can use to increase your productivity and profits at work, but it'll help your kids do better in school. Right now, there's a 70% dropout rate in 2-year college, 50% dropout rate in 4-year college. Most 4-year degrees now take 6 years. And most of my students are doing 4-year college in 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
We'll do it quicker. One of my students did it in 6 months. This is Michael, one of my students. That's a picture right after he became an attorney in California at 19. He passed the bar. Was that a fluke? Well, his brother's also an attorney. He's 22, and he's a flight instructor and recently a pilot for Southwest. His sister's 15. She's in her first year of law school. She'll be the youngest person in California past the bar. The second youngest will be his other brother, who's 17. He's in his 2nd year of law school. All using what I'm going to show you tonight. I also struggle with reading books and magazines and mail like everyone else, but I grew up in Brooklyn in the projects. It was a really bad place to grow up. There were a lot of gangs. It was West Side Story without the music and the dancing. And I found the safest place in my neighborhood was the library. The gang kids would rather be dead than caught with a book. The worst thing would happen in a library is you get a paper cut. So I read a lot and had college reading when I was 11. I went to the state University of New York, Binghamton. It's one of the 4 university centers. And I majored in biology when I was 17. And in my second half of my junior year, I get interested in how the brain works. So I told the dean I wanted to major in psych and bio, and he said, you only have 1 year left. You've had no psych courses. You have to do the whole 4-year program in 1 year and finish the bio program. And I had 3 jobs. I was working 18 hours a week, and I needed 2 4-hour labs, and each lab report took 16 hours. So it was 40 hours of lab, 18 credits of science, and 18 hours of work. And he said, you're not smart enough. And that's when I realized they never taught me how to learn in school. They tell you what to learn and why to learn, what will happen when you don't learn, but not why you hear a song on the radio once and you never forget it. Then you read the 7 habits of highly effective people, and the next day you don't remember any habits. It's got to be a way to learn things that matter, the way you learn songs. Well, there was. I got up to 80 pages a minute. I finished the 4-year program in psych in 1 year. I took the graduate record exam in bio. I reviewed 48 books in 3 nights, like biochemistry, cell physiology, and genetics. And I got 3 questions wrong, so I was in the 99th percentile in the world. And then I wondered if it was me or the system. There's a difference between you could do something or you could teach others to do it. So I taught children 11 to 15 years old what I did. And they did a 30-chapter book in lifelong developmental psychology, which is a sophomore college course, in 1 week. And they took the AP test called the CLEP. And out of 18 students, 15 got full college credit in a week for a sophomore college course. So now I knew it wasn't just me, I could teach it. We did the program with Nightingale Conan. It made $65 million. I didn't get the $65 million, but that would have been nicer. I would have liked that even more. We double blind tested it. Everyone doubled to quadrupled. I've been on about, I'd say almost 3,000 shows now. My favorite was I helped launch Comedy Central with Dennis Leary in the early 90s. And I was Jon Stewart's first guest on TV. And you don't see too many biologists asked to do comedy. I thought I'd show you why. A mushroom walks in a bar. The bartender says, "Get out. We don't serve your kind." I said, "Why not? I'm a fun guy." And that's why we don't do comedy. This is me with Justin Timberlake and Amy Sedaris and Peyton Manning for Sony. And that's me reading the healthcare bill on Cavuto. I read the 1,500-page bill in 50 minutes. And then I did full analysis. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to do tonight. So think about what you can do, how you can make more money, stay ahead of the competition, help your grandparents not turn into vegetables when they get older, make kids finish school, all of that from what I'm going to teach you tonight. Let's begin with information overload. More is printed in a week than all human history to the year 1800. And every 6 months, information doubles. You only read about 200 words a minute. So that's why you're struggling to stay on top of data. Try to read quicker. When we're done tonight, pick a book you've read, preferably a nonfiction book, and read for a minute with a timer, normal. Don't do anything special. See how far you go, and then put a little line in the margin, and you know that's how far I can read in a minute. Now the magic. Go to the second, again, I think there's some static from the microphones. Go to the second chapter, use your hand and go across one line at a time with your eyes following your hand. This is important, as fast as you could comprehend. As long as you know what you're reading, go quicker and quicker and quicker till you don't. And that's when it got too fast. So slow down just enough so your comprehension's there. Don't go slower than you could read. Don't go faster than you could read. And for 5 minutes, go at your peak speed. Then go back to the first chapter where you tested yourself. Time yourself for a minute with your hand going as fast as you could comprehend, and you'll go 20 to 40% further than you did when you put the little mark in the first minute. And that's at berglearning.com. That's the first step. and learning to read quicker. Perfect. So, this is Stephen. He's 16 in this picture, graduating university. How did he do? He had a 4.0, and he majored in economics. Stephen went for a master's degree at OU in math at 18. He graduated at 19 with a 397 GPA, all A's, 1B. He never got a B. He got very upset. He says, what do I tell my mom? I never got a B before. I said, Stephen, graduated college at 16, all A's. You're getting a master's in math at 19, all A's, 1B. I think she'll keep you. It was a happy ending. His mother kept him. But she made him promise never to do that again, and now he's a professor at Yale. Would you agree comprehension is more important than speed? Nobody wants to read faster. Learn faster. About 20 years ago, when MSNBC first started, one of their first hosts was Dick Cavett. He was a famous talk show host in the 70s and 80s, sort of like Stephen Colbert. And we were chatting after the interview, and he told me a story about how he interviewed Woody Allen, the actor, who had taken Evelyn Woods, which was the big speed reading program then. And he read War and Peace, which is a very, very big book, in 5 minutes. And Dick said, that's incredible, Woody. What do you remember? And Woody said, it's about the Russian Revolution, and that's all I remember. And that was speed reading. It was horrible for learning. You know it was a science book or a math book. But you didn't learn math and you didn't learn science. It was too fast. And if you slowed down to learn anything, you lost your speed, so it was even worse. Well, I fixed that. The guy who wrote Evelyn Woods in its heyday was Maurice Thompson Jr., and he hired me to teach his son and said, I went past speed reading to speed learning, taking it into the 21st century. I took graduate courses in how to teach reading, and one of the key elements, it's called schema, and I'm going to show you how it works. By using this, you can then slow down when you need to learn something you don't know and speed right up again. So I fixed that problem that you had to read quickly always or never. This is a passage that has no schema. Look how confusing it is. This is an easy thing to do. Many people are able to do this at an early age. Be careful not to rush or you may have a serious problem. It makes no sense. Why? There's no schema. And the next slide is the same exact text, but there's a title, 2 words that have schema, and instantly it'll make sense. Let's see it. Bike riding. This is an easy thing to do. Many people are able to do this at an early age. Be careful not to rush, or you may have a serious problem. Now it's effortless to read. So I'm teaching people where these clues are. You're going 2, 3, 4 times faster, using not just the hands, but an understanding of what the words are and how you use them to understand text. So you can go quickly through very technical material, law, medicine, accounting. Of course, if you can do that, reading Harry Potter is really easy because those are much higher levels of learning. And that's how I was able to solve the problem that speed reading had, which was extremely bad for learning. Now, in your businesses, what are you doing to make it easy for people to comprehend and understand you? You have to use schema. That means use words they understand, not words you understand, words they understand. So you're building relationships and not making them feel confused. You can use this strategy to cut your time in half while increasing your productivity, reading in nights that took weeks, and ultimately making more money. I've read almost 30,000 books. So if I'm an idiot, I'm well informed. And personally, I don't like reading. I like learning. I like being able to learn skills. So I had an 84-year-old, Ruth Lubin. She read 3 books in 3 hours the day after I taught her at 84. So I'm going to say a normal person can read at least a book in an hour. So imagine for the next year, every day you learn a skill. Photoshop, selling, marketing, communicating. Think of all the things you could learn to increase your productivity. Where will you be in a year with 365 new skills? In 10 years, in 20 years. Everything you do is based on what you know. As you learn more skills and have more understanding, you're going to make more money and be more successful. This is Justin. This is him at 11. He was a C student, not a genius, normal kid. The first thing we taught him was how to learn. So he was able to finish high school at 15. He got his associate's degree at 17, bachelor's at 19, master's in English at 21, college English professor at 22. So at 11, he's a C student. At 22, he's a professor. What changed? He learned how to learn. That's what we're here to learn today. Now, this is the most important skill of all, and it's called emotional intelligence. And for this one skill, I'm going to go off the PowerPoint and into the screen. So when I was teaching the U.S. Special Forces, this is a big part of what I taught. They're very well trained, but sometimes they don't go to sleep for 3 or 4 days on a mission. And if they're tired and they don't remember what they learned, they can get killed. So I was showing them how to wake up. And I'm going to teach you exactly what I taught them. This is emotional intelligence, the most important skill you can learn in business. Now we know the left side of the brain controls the right controls the left. Take your left, do this with me. Take your left hand, touch your right shoulder. Take your right hand, touch your left shoulder, and alternate. So it's like the Macarena without the music. But it's a brain massage. You're using one side, then the other. Now later, when we're not on the screen, stand up. Right now, you probably have sweatpants on, so you don't have to stand up. But okay, you can stand up. I do. I have them on too. I'll be honest with you. Okay, but if we stand up, you won't see me. So you're going to take your left hand, touch your right knee, right hand, touch your left knee. The difference is when you're standing, your knee moves and your hand. So both sides of your brain are busy. Now grab your thumb in your hand like I am. And say this like you mean it. I feel great. Yes. I can mean it. If you go,
I feel great.
if you go, I feel great, then that's how you'll feel later. You
I feel great.
I feel
There you
great.
go. You got it. You got it, girlfriend. You got it right. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use this to get unlimited energy. So what we're going to do is 3 sets. First, left to right shoulder. Ready? 1, 2, my speed. 3, 4, 5, 6. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you feel? I feel great. Yes.
I feel great.
I feel great.
This time a little faster. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yes. Now this time as fast as you can. When you're standing, stay away from the table so you don't bang your knees. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you feel? I feel great. Yes. Smile, sit down, feel great. You know what happens? When you do it 3 times, nothing. Now you probably would like something, so let me show you how to make that work. Remember Pavlov, he rang a bell, he fed the dog. I'm a Rotary president, that's our bell. He rang a bell, he fed a dog. He rang a bell, the dog drooled. You don't want to drool, but you do want to feel great. The latest studies show habits take 90 days, not 30 days. So every day you do this slow, medium, fast. I feel great, yes. Now you're in an important meeting. Don't stand up and start tapping your shoulders. They'll throw you out of the room or call an ambulance. Grab your thumb and say to yourself, I feel great, yes. That's your bell. Every time you did this, you stimulated your left and your right, both together, and you woke up. So that's what I was teaching the young people in the military. Grab your thumb when you're tired. Say, I feel great. Yes, you'll wake right up. And you can do that in a business meeting, taking classes at night. When you're driving traffic, you're getting tired. It'll give you a burst of energy because your brain remembers what you're doing. But it's very important you do it with sincerity. If you don't feel great, you're not going to feel it later either. There's actually a funny story about that. The longest running show in history of television was Joe Franklin. Joe Franklin was in New York City for 50 years, one show. There have been longer running shows, but not one person. And I was on the show in the last 3 weeks that it was on, and I got to ask him the best question. How did you do it? How did you get a show that lasted 50 years? No one's done this before. And he smiled, and he looked at me, and he said, sincerity. And when you can fake that, you can do anything. And of course, nobody can fake sincerity for 50 years. I don't care who you are. 50 years, no. Maybe for a 5-minute show or even maybe one show. And the reason I'm saying it, if you don't feel great, you won't feel it later when you trigger it either. You have to actually feel it for it to be real. So that's why I made such a big emphasis on that. Okay, I'm going to go back to my slides. And there we go. Let's go to the window. It'll be over here. Share. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Good. I'm just being careful so I know you can see it. Okay, here's a question. What are you doing in your work and business to help people be in the right state? And what are you doing to help them get out of the wrong state? Let me tell you what I mean by that. Imagine I teach driving. I don't. But imagine I did, and you're one of my students, and I say, you know what? You're ready to take your road test. You call me up and say, I failed. Why did you fail? I got nervous. It was a test. Know anyone ever got nervous on a test? That's emotional intelligence. What if I didn't just teach you to drive, but I also taught you how to stay calm, focused, and relaxed while taking the road test? How many more of my students would successfully take the test and pass? How many more referrals would I have? EQ skills are critical. The reason many people fail at what you tell them to do is they're in the wrong mindset to do it correctly. They're depressed, they're unfocused, they're nervous, they're frightened, and they're not doing it the way you need to do it to make it work. And then they're going to blame you because it didn't work. Well, you can fix that now because I've shown you it's possible to change people's emotional states. And you can use this to increase your productivity, reduce stress, and help other people be successful, like the student taking the road test. Math magic. Math is a bigger challenge in America than reading. 28% of high school seniors can't read at the 8th grade level, which is what you need to finish high school, 8th grade, not 12th. But 28% can't do it. But math, 38% can't count in the 12th grade. They can't do fractions and decimals. Let me show you how easy math is when you do it brain-based learning. Here's a math problem. 103 times 107. Without a calculator, you should have the answer in your head right now, completely accurate. And yes, it's that simple. And I'm going to show you the secret. Notice both numbers are bigger than 100, but near 100. How much bigger than 100 is 103? 3. How much bigger than 100 is 107?
7.
There you go. And you write the differences next to those numbers, 3 and 7. And the next step is multiply the two differences. 3 times 7 is 21. By the way, do this with any two numbers between 100 and 110, and it'll work. So that's the last two answers in the answer, 21. Now that's the hard step. Now the easy step. Add diagonally. 103 plus 7 is 110. Or the other way, 107 plus 3 is 110. Is it the same? It'll always be the same. So whatever way adding is easier for you, it's the same answer. Do it. Write it down. 103 times 107 is 11,021. 11021. How much math did you just do? That's how hard math is when you do it the right way.
Wow, Howard, that's impressive.
That's incredible.
And it
I have
uses
a picture of that because I wanted to remember. I wanted to literally remember that part of it. I mean, it's
Very
really
easy.
interesting. Yeah.
Got both numbers have to be near 100 and both numbers bigger. You can't do 98 and 103. It has to be two numbers bigger than 100 for this to work. There's other ways to do this. I'm keeping it simple for now, but there are many other ways to do this that work. And this is speed math. So I use this with kids in school when I was a teacher, and they'd say, math's too hard. I can't learn it. And you know what? If they believe it's too hard, it is. That's an emotional intelligence problem. They convince themselves they can't learn it, so they don't. So I said, look, you just did it. You can't tell me it's too hard. You're doing it. You can't believe you can't do something if you're doing it. It's also great in business. Let's imagine for a minute you're a banker, an accountant, a financial planner, a real estate agent, and you crunch numbers for a prospect or client like these in your head with no calculator and instantly got it right. What are the chances they'll look at you and say, that's the real estate agent we need? That's the banker we need. If you watch the news, does anyone think the biggest problem in the world is too many smart people making too many good decisions? I haven't heard that from anyone. So if you do this, it instantly makes you look smart. People are looking for people they can trust that are smart. And this is a great way to convince them you're a math genius. You can see how easy it is, but they don't know. All they see is, look what they just did, 103 times 107 in their head, no calculator, and they got it right in 3 seconds. Wow, I need to work with this accountant. You can use this to impress your clients, to increase your own efficiency, because numbers are very important in business. And I think it's fun. That's like a magic trick. I do this a lot with young kids, like in 1st and 2nd grade, when I'm working in schools to help kids, and it just gets their attention. Like you're amazing, man. How did you do that? And I don't tell them, they just think it's a magic trick, but it gets them to pay attention when I want to teach them. And with little kids, if you don't get their attention, they won't learn anything. The last thing I'm going to teach you is memory. People say, well, Howard, you read 80 pages a minute. Do you remember anything? Yeah, I remember a lot. So can you. And there are many ways to do it. I'm going to teach one. I'm going to teach you how to learn a list. I'm going to give you 10 things to remember. You won't be able to. See if you can remember all 10. Pole, shoes, tricycle, car, glove, gun, dice, gate, cat, bowling pins. Is it safe to say you haven't memorized all 10 things backwards and forwards? But you will. In 3 minutes from now, you will remember everything I showed you in any order you want and never be able to forget it again. I'm going to teach you how. First, you only remember 10% of what you read and 90% of what you say and do. This is not a drill. This is a real tool. You will use it. I want you to be able to remember it. So when I ask you to say and do, please do. Second, the ancient Greeks found a shortcut for memory. Take a list you know and link it to the list you're learning. And when you do that, you'll learn faster, because what you know already is hanging in your memory. You hang the new thing on that. I'm going to bet if you're here tonight, you can count to 10. We're going to use 10 numbers to learn the list very quickly. The number 1 looks like a pole, like the flagpole. So when I say 1, you say pole. Ready? 1.
Pole.
Yes, remember to say it. Very important. 2 is shoes. You wear 2 shoes. What's 2? Right. And what was
Shoes.
1? 1 was a
Pole.
What was a pole? 3 is a tricycle. 3 wheels on a tricycle. 3.
Tricycle.
So what's 3?
Tricycle.
Right. Tricycle. What was 2?
Shoes.
What was 1?
Pole.
Pole.
Good. 4 is a car. 4 tires on a car. 4 is a car. What's 4?
Car.
What's 2?
Shoes.
What's 1?
Pole.
What's 3?
Tricycle.
Go roll over. It doesn't matter. You're learning now. 5 is a glove. 5 fingers in a glove. 5 fingers in a glove. 5.
Glove.
Glove.
3.
Tricycle.
1.
Pole.
Pole.
Great. When I lived in Texas, they loved guns. 6 cowboys like 6 guns. 6 guns. 6. What's 6?
Gun.
4.
A
Car.
car.
2.
Shoes.
Getting smarter. Lucky 7 and dice. Lucky 7 and dice. 7.
Dice.
Good.
Dice.
5. 5 fingers in a
Glove.
3.
Glove.
Tricycle.
1.
Tricycle.
Pole.
1 pole.
You're almost done. Rhymes word. 8 skate. 8 like a roller skate. 8 skate. 8 skate. What's 8?
8 skate.
Skate.
6. What did they love in Texas?
Gun.
4.
Car.
Car.
2.
Shoes.
Shoe.
You're almost done. 9. How many lives does a cat have? 9.
9.
9 is a cat. That's 9. 9 is the right. 7's lucky in what game? Lucky 7?
Dice.
Right. 5.
Glove.
Glove.
3.
Tricycle.
1.
Pole.
Last one. You go bowling. There's 10 bowling pins, right? 10
Uh-huh.
bowling pins. What's 10?
Bowling.
Bowling pin.
Let's see what you remember. What was 1?
Pole.
Pole.
What was 2?
Shoes.
Shoes.
What was 3?
Tricycle.
Tricycle.
What was 4?
Car.
Car.
What was 5?
Glove.
Glove.
6, Texas.
Gun.
Gun.
7's lucky in.
Dice.
Dice.
8 rhymes with.
Skate.
Skate.
9 is
Cat.
what was 10?
Bowling pins.
Pin.
That's
Bowling
called
pin.
pegging. That's called pegging. And how does it make you feel?
I feel smart.
When you feel great, do that. It's stronger. Now, this is a way to speed learn numbers. Let me show you how. Imagine you're in a hotel. Your room is 314. By the time you go to the lobby, you don't remember the room. You turn numbers into pictures. 3 is a tricycle. 1 is a pole. 4 is a car. A tricycle hits a pole on a car. Picture it. A tricycle hits a pole on a car. Tricycle, what number?
3.
3.
It's a pole
1.
on a car.
4.
4.
That's your room number. Tricycle, pole, car. It's also pi. In geometry, when you measure a circle, the number you use is 3.14. So I teach this to children in school for math and science and history and business. Product SKU numbers, room numbers, phone numbers, and the 0. Because numbers alphabet is 0 to 9. The 0 is the 10 bowling pins. Everything else is 1 through 9. But the 0 is the 10 bowling pins. Now you know how to speed learn numbers. What are you doing in your business to make it easy for people to remember what you tell them? Has anyone ever given you information and when you got home you didn't remember it? What happened? What makes you think when you give people information they remember what you told? They don't. And then you have the same outcome you did. It doesn't work. What if we didn't just tell people what they need to know, but how to remember when they need to know it? Wouldn't we get much better results, happier customers, and more referrals? And you can use this to learn names, facts, numbers, and languages. Like this young man, Brad. He did 4-year university in 6 months, the whole thing. How did he do that? He went to Thomas Edison. That's an online college for Rutgers University. They let you take AP tests for 90% of your course. He did 5 a week. He's super smart. In 6 months, he got a BA. Then he learned Chinese in 3 weeks, not a normal person, became a missionary, and sold his business when he was 40 for $38 million. So when you say, why would I want to learn this? Because he was able to sell his business when he was 40 because he got smart. He learned how to learn. Did you learn something useful? Good.
Yes, it was wonderful, Howard. Thank you so much.
So I have an online program. It's reading, writing, memory, and math, and it's on berglearning.com, BERG learning.com. And if you go there, reading will double the rate at which you read and learn and remember in a couple of hours. Writing will show you how to get rid of writer's block. I wrote my last book in 5 hours, and it went #1 on Amazon the next day. You can use it to write very quickly. Memory and then math. And there's a 40% discount right now on the website. There's a coupon at berglearning.com. I'm going to give you my email. My email is howard@berglearning.com. If you need help, you can email me. I don't charge for that. I want you to learn this. Your kids need it to do well in school. You can make more money in your business, make it a business expense. Grandma and grandpa, I'm 72. Grandma and grandpa need to stay mentally fit. I wrote a 13-hour program last week. Most 72-year-olds don't do that. But I'm using my brain. I'm keeping it useful. And the same in life. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I'm here. I'm ready to help you. If you look at the news, does anyone think the world's in good shape? We got exploding deficits. We got the COVID disease. Looks like World War III is on the horizon. I mean, we got so many things going wrong right now. We need to start getting people to be smart enough to fix some of the problems that we have, especially young people who are going to have to live with so many of the things we're giving them and we don't teach them how to learn. So my job is to teach that so everyone can do what they do better, whatever it is. I can't fix every problem, but if I help you get smarter at what you do and everyone else does the same, together we can make a big difference in where the world's headed. And that's really why I'm doing this. I'm really concerned about the future for our kids and our country and the planet. And I want to make sure that everything I can do to fix the problem, I'm doing it. So I'm giving you a 40% discount. I can't make you learn this. I can only help you if you do learn this. You don't learn by watching, you learn by doing. So please go to berglearning.com. If you know someone who has a youngster that can use this or a company, please send them there. I am doing one other thing. This you can email me. It's not for everybody, but I'm tutoring 10 students at a time. It's expensive. That's a very expensive thing. It's $25,000 a person. And you say, why would they do that? They go to private school for $60,000 a year. Most students take 6 years instead of 4. That's an extra $120,000 in tuition. If I get them out in 4 years or 3 years, you're saving $120,000 to $180,000. So if you're spending that kind of money and you could save $120,000, would you give me $25,000 if I could give you $120,000? So that's what I'm doing. If you know anyone who has a youngster who would benefit from this, tell them to go to Howard at Berg Learning. I'm only doing 10 at a time, so I'm working with them one-on-one in addition to the class. So when they need help, I can spend time. I have hundreds of kids. I can't give them the attention that they need. I'm doing this to make sure they actually finish school on time or sooner with good grades and without the stress and the aggravation. And it can be done because I've done it many, many, many times over the last 35 years. So thank you for coming. I hope I was able to give you some useful information you can use right now. Think of, if this is what I give you for free, think of what you get when you pay me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you something, Bert, about sales and marketing. What would it be for sales and marketing? For instance, if somebody is like, try to sell something, what would improve for them? Because
okay, I'll do a couple of things. Mm-hmm. One of the most important things you can learn in business is called Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Okay, I'll demonstrate it. I'm going to control your mind. I'm telling you I'm going to control your mind. You know I'm going to control your mind. And you won't be able to stop me from controlling your mind, even though you know I'm doing it. Don't think of Mickey Mouse eating pizza. And what did you just think about?
Mickey Mouse and pizza.
Mickey Mouse eating pizza.
If you learn how to use NLP properly, you can guide people to making a good decision about your products. Now, there's an ecology to this. So if your mom said, eat your vegetables, they're good for you, that's NLP. Is she trying to hurt you? No, she's right. Eat your vegetables, they're good for you. I use it to encourage people to use my programs because I know it's good for them. And if they don't get what they paid for, I give them their money back. I want them to actually learn it. So I'm trying to make sure that they take the action they need to be successful. I can't do that for them. So I'll use NLP. That's how we sold $65 million worth of programs. But I'll give you another couple of tips. One is learn how to use the media. TV, radio, print, podcasts, very big now. We're on one now. You want to reach people. You have to go where people are going. They're watching shows, they're listening to podcasts. So you need to go and be on these things. And so people buy from three things: someone they know, someone they like, and someone they trust. What I love about it gives people a chance to see you and say, hey, he's a nice person. He actually gives a damn. He wants to help people. He's not just trying to make money. They know that. They can see it. People know when all you want is their wallet or you want to help them. I have no problem getting paid when I work if I give what I promised. You're entitled to get paid if you help someone, but you should actually do what you promise. And so these are wonderful opportunities to meet people that you would normally not be exposed to, and they get to see who you are and what you do and what you offer and how you can change their lives through what you do for the better. I hope that's what I did tonight for many of you. And if I've done my job properly, some of you will say, you know what, I'm going to try that. I think this guy can help me. He can help my kid finish school and not drop out like so many of the other kids. He can help me make more money because I'll stay on top of information. I know he can do it because he just did it. And that's really what you need to do in business. It's not a magic trick. It's not tricking people into buying something. It's giving value and building trust and delivering on your promises. If you do that, people will know they can like and trust you. I would rather give a refund and know they'll buy from me again in the future because they know they can trust me than take their money and they're like, hey, this guy doesn't care about me. All he cares about is money. Yeah, I care about money because it's a business and you have to pay your bills. Every business has, even the Red Cross needs money. The ASPCA shows you a sick dog. They need money. They're doing very good things, but they can't do it for free. No one can. So I don't have a problem about charging as long as I give you what you paid for. And you got more value from what I did than you paid me. If I'm giving you more than you paid for, you'll want more. If I give you less than you paid for, you won't want to know me in the future. And I don't want that. I want to build relationships over time that can continue and continue. And that's how you build a successful business, by getting people to want to work with you and enjoy what you do. So that's not magic. Now, there is a good book. It's called Unlimited Selling Power, and it's by Donald Moines, Moines. That's a very good book. If you're unfamiliar with NLP and you want to see how to use it in your business.
Can you repeat again the other author?
Donald is a PhD. Donald Moines, Moines. It's called Unlimited Selling Power. It's on Amazon, I think for $9. Best investment you ever made for a business book. I've read it 8 times. I don't read books more than once. I never do. I've read this one 8 times. That says something. You can see I have a lot of books. So if I'm reading a book 8 times, it's a language. It's a language of communicating successfully with your clients. So they'll be willing to trust you and make a purchase. And if you can't do that, you don't have a business. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how smart you are. You may do the most wonderful, you cure cancer. but nobody knows. And if
Mhm.
nobody knows that you cure cancer, they're not going to buy it. So I cure the cancer of the mind. I help people get smarter. But if you didn't know that and you didn't see I could actually do it, which I did tonight, you wouldn't be interested. Now you know I can do it, and you know I can do a lot more as well. That's what business should be based on. You demonstrate value, real value, not talk about it. Yeah, you could learn to read faster. No, tonight you learn to read 20, 40% faster. You can go 100 to 400% with the whole program, but you've already seen how to go 20, 40. I started showing you what to look for. I didn't go into all the detail. I have to make a living like you do. But I showed you the first steps and how it works so you could see, yeah, that would work. That would work. I could see how that would help me be smarter and how to remember and what to look for and how to know when you found it. What do you do when you don't understand it? You read the calculus book, you learned all the equations, you failed because you don't know how to use them. You have no idea what to do with them. You just know what they are. That happens a lot. They study, they memorize, and they can't do anything because they don't know how to use the information. I don't want you just memorizing a lot of stuff and have no idea what it does. I want you to know what it does and succeed by using it properly. That's really my goal. I'd rather have you read 100% faster, understand really well, remember it so you know it when you need it, and make more money and be more successful than read 5 times faster and you don't know the name of the book the next day.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's very interesting. You know, one of the problems that is up there for selling and marketing is also to what to put to people, like what the message that you're going to give to people. Did you have any advice about that, or what do you think?
Yes, you have to have an image. There's all kinds of images. Think of Elon Musk. He has an image. Bill Gates has an image. Brad Pitt has an image. They're not the same image. So it's important that you cultivate an image that represents who you are. My image is I'm accessible. I help people. I think I'm intelligent. And I'm like the whiz kid that wants to make you successful. And that's my image, but it's real. I'm not pretending that's who I am. And the reason it's real is when I grew up in the projects and got beaten, I suffered terribly for years. I was hit with bats. I had knives in my throat. It was awful. That's no way to live. And I lived like that for almost 20 years. So I know what that feels like. It doesn't feel good. So when I see people suffering and I don't know if I can keep my business open, I don't know if my kid's going to finish school. Grandma and grandpa look like they're turning into vegetables. I understand what they're thinking. They're worried. They're frightened. I've been there. I experienced it. And I know I can help them. And I made a basically, I decided because I was fortunate enough to figure out how to get out of those problems that I have a responsibility to help other people do that too. So it isn't, I was a yogi. When I got out of college, I lived in an ashram on weekends. I learned about karma and dharma, and I believe that we're supposed to do the right thing. It isn't just about money. You're supposed to do it because it's the right thing to do. Make money because you did the right thing. Don't make money because you just want to make money. And then people will know you're trying to do the right thing and they'll want to work with you. That's the best advice I can give in business is don't be a fake because you've dealt with those people. You've had people who made crazy promises, off the wall crap that's impossible, and then you get really disgusted. I would rather under promise and over deliver than over promise and under deliver. People never get angry if they get more than they expected. When you give them less than they expected, they're furious. So don't exaggerate what you can do. Be honest and do it. And you'll have a very good business if you communicate. And don't be shy. Shy salespeople have skinny kids. If you want to help people, you have to be willing to step up on a stage and let them know you're here and ready to do it. If you're too shy to do that, you will never succeed in business. And too many.
I'm here and ready to do it, Howard. I'm here and ready to do it.
Thank you. I appreciate, and I'll help you. I will, because it matters. It really does matter to me. I'm more proud of what those kids did at going to college in 6 months, being an attorney at 19, than being in Guinness. Guinness is a hook. It gets me booked. It makes me a celebrity. That isn't what's important. What's important is kids at 11 years old are in college, getting A's. That's important. That people are making $38 million when they're 40 years old because of what I taught them. That's important. That's what really matters when you really think what's more important, how it reads fast or how it makes people smart. They make more money, they have more satisfaction and success, which is bigger and more important. But if you
Howard helping people and kids. I think that really, that's a story right there. And we need more of that. Georgina's the same way too. She's helped a lot of people too. I think all three of us, we have that, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah, and people are here because they know it's real, and that's the best advice I can give in business: is be real, be who you are, and don't just try to make. You need to make money.
You know what? Actually, one of the things I noticed, I get in a lot of people in TikTok, okay? But honestly, I don't do nothing else besides from here up. And one of the things I noticed, that just being yourself, it sells you. You don't sell somebody else, it sells you. The other day somebody told me, why you didn't stand up? And I was like, I don't need to stand up because I don't sell in my body. I don't sell in my, like I have this butt and I have these boobies or anything else. I sell in myself, my services, I tell them I'm a professional, you know what I mean? That's what I'm selling. But I'm very, like so far very, it's just myself. And I think that's what I've been getting more success, right? Mm-hmm.
That's the right way. That's it. I mean, I can't get better, but media is very important. Learn how to use the media. That's right. Now, you could put an ad on the Super Bowl if you got an extra 100 million laying around, nothing to do with it. And you can show a bag of potato chips for 30 seconds, or you can go on a podcast for free and talk to people you can help. If you're not Pepsi-Cola or Kellogg's or Lexus, you're probably not going to be buying an ad on the Super Bowl next year. So you need to be looking at things like I'm doing now that are inexpensive, accessible, and available. And let's be honest, people who have shows, they need to talk to someone. They're looking for someone to talk to. Why wouldn't they talk to you? One last thing, I do a lot of volunteer work with the Rotary. I'm a Rotary president. If you'd like to come to my meeting as a guest, go to howard@berglearning.com and I'll send you a link. And we do a lot of good stuff. Like I donated my program in Malawi to a very poor school. They have no money to help the kids. I did it in Haiti. They have no money. I help the kids. We do those kinds of things all over the world. And
that's awesome, Howard. That's awesome.
And it's on Zoom. So you could be anywhere in the world. And we're always looking for people who want to make a difference. So if you want to spend a little bit of your life, not just about you, but other people, Rotary is a very good organization, and we'd love to have you come see if we're a fit for you, because it's on Zoom. You can be anywhere in the country.
That can be great. I'm gonna send you an email. I do want to get into that. I mean, it's great because right now it's the best thing because it's everything in Zoom. So the Zoom meeting, it make it as easy and available for everybody. I will email you.
Those are good for business. You want to know how to do well. If you go to a lot of cities, the mayor, the school superintendent, the hospital chief, the chief of police, they're all in the Rotary. They're the people running the city. They're the people with the skyscrapers downtown. They're the people that are making everything happen. Well, you can't just go in and meet those people in the street. They're surrounded by people that keep you away. I'll give you a funny story and show you how you can use it. There was a department store man. He had a small department store in Minneapolis. It was him, his wife, and his son. And he went to the Rotary Club in downtown Manhattan. And if you're a member of any club, you can go to any meeting in the world. They have to let you in. So they asked him, what do you do for a living? He says, I'm in a department store. Oh, we'll sit you with some people who are in the department store business. He was sitting next to R.H. Macy and J.C. Penney. Imagine getting to have lunch with the owner of Macy's on one side and the owner of Penny's on the other side, because you're both in the department store business. Your store was a little smaller. It was you, your wife, and your kid. They were Macy's and Penny's. But that's Rotary. So it's really a great way to meet people, and it does give you opportunities to make contacts that you wouldn't normally have opportunities to make.
You know, that's something that I always was thinking about the Rotary. You know, I never, followed through, but now that you say it, I'm gonna email you because I'm very interested in the Rotary, for real.
It's a great, and they're nice people. They do things to help. They help orphans get adopted. We help kids with special needs. They put them in planes, and they let the pilots let them fly the plane for like 5 minutes. So you've got a kid who's got nothing. They've always been like laughed at, and now they're getting a pin that says they're a co-pilot, and it builds their self-esteem. Look, you can fly a plane. You can do anything, and they do all these really wonderful things with young people and old people. When there was a problem in Haiti, they sent tents, they sent food, they sent clothing. I have no problem being part of that. I think that's a good thing to do. The world needs people who don't just care about themselves. And there's a lot of selfishness in the world today. You can see it everywhere. This is one of the few groups that really not, what is in it for me? What can I do to help? And I think that's very important. We're not going to survive if we don't have more of that in the world.
It's always good to give back.
Oh my God, you are very, very amazing, Howard. I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoy it because I see something else I didn't see before. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm trying to help. If I I found the cure for people's ability to learn, and I know I can do it. I've done it. But if I don't tell anybody, it's like I found the cure for cancer and nobody knows about it. Well, I can get your kid to finish school. I can help you make more money. And I know I can do it. And I feel that's my responsibility. So I need to do every day at least one show to let people know there is a way to solve those problems, and I have it, and I will make sure you know how to do it too.
And from now on, what I'm gonna do my
But it's fun. It's fun. Learning should be fun. How many people, before they go to school, you can't shut a kid up. No, those little kids, like there's no off switch. They just question and question. After they get out of high school, they're more afraid of public speaking than death. Where did that come from? School. They made them feel stupid and inadequate, and they were afraid to look stupid. And school should never have done that. Students finish college saying, oh boy, thank God I'll never read another book or take another test. No, you should be, now I'm first going to start learning for the rest of my life, because that's the key to being successful in a knowledge-based economy. Something's wrong with people who are smart don't want to learn. And we have to fix that. And that's why I made it fun. It should be fun.
Yeah,
There should be more teachers like you, Howard.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't know how long more we have it, but this is amazing. Honestly, I enjoy it a lot. I didn't know how it's gonna be good or bad, but we are almost an hour here, and
Do it again.
I knew it was going to be good.
Next time I'll show you to write a book in a day.
Oh, great! That will be good.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
In 5 hours and went #1 on Amazon the next day.
Oh, good. We should do that, Howard.
Okay, stay in touch.
I will. You know one thing, I'm gonna email you because I'm very interested in the Rotary Club.
Thank you. I'd love to see you there. You'll love these people. They're very nice people. They're very nice.
I want to try to get into the meetings, though. That's something they do wanted to go into.
It's on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock Central, the second and fourth Thursday of the month. So it's only 2 times. And the best part, because we're an e-club, I record it. If you can't make it, you can watch the video later. So you don't even need to show up.
Let me
I
ask
think
you a question.
Georgina, you recorded this, right?
Yeah, this is
So
recorded.
then you'll get this too, Howard, so that you could put it
This
on
is
your
gonna
other.
go in his channel.
Okay,
Mhm.
be well.
Yeah, yes, you
It's a little later here. It's 8 o'clock here. It's early where you are. So I'm gonna go have dinner now. But thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
All
Gracias.
right.
We're gonna keep in touch, Howard. I really enjoy it. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. I really,
Me too.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Same here.
Bye.